Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Journey with Ranaya. I hope everyone is fine and going good. I'm also fine and going good by God's grace and with the support of my subscribers as well as my viewers also. So I would like to start with the gratitude. Thank you so much for supporting me as well as my channel to putting positive comments for my video. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, so from the thumbnail itself, it is very clear what we are going to handle today. Nature of teaching and learning process. Okay, and this video will be very beneficial for the budding teachers, which means those who completed the B.Ed and immediately after the B.Ed, those who are trying to seek a job for the first time. And so this video will be very beneficial. And for an interview also, you can expect based on questions based on this topic, teaching learning process, especially in the methodology area. So you can expect questions based on this area also, teaching learning process. So now we can discuss that in detail. What is this teaching and learning process? So you can expect a question like this: what is your viewpoint of teaching learning process, or which are the key points that you can expect, or which are the key points that you would like to provide for a successful teaching learning process, and what is your viewpoint based on a teaching learning process. So these type of questions that you can expect for an interview, especially in the methodology area. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's move to our video. So welcome back to my YouTube channel, Journey with Ranaya. Okay, yes, so the nature of teaching and learning process, okay, it's actually two sides of a same coin, teaching as well as learning, okay, it is actually two sides of a same coin and of a single coin. Then, so the first point that you should keep in mind, especially with the topic of nature and nature of teaching and learning processes, of course, it is an interactive session, it is an interactive process, okay, between whom? Of course, with the teacher as well as with the students. There should be a proper communication interaction, with which means a proper communication should be there between the teacher as well as the student. Okay, then only we can consider it as a successful classroom. So you can expect a question like this: so what is your criteria, or what you expect from a teaching, for a successful teaching learning process? So you can add this point as the basic point, or the foundation point is teaching and learning process. It should start with a proper interactive session. You can add a point like this. Okay, so now next we can move to the second point. So the second point that you can add for the topic, nature of teaching and learning processes, of course, it is purely based on goal oriented. Apart from proper interaction, it should be goal oriented. See, we know that whenever we start a topic, now I'm focusing on academic process. Okay. See, whenever we start a topic, we know that there is a specific area that is learning objectives. See, what is the purpose of a learning objective? See, whenever we start a topic, it is mandatory that we should meet all the learning objectives. So that is exactly meant by this goal oriented. Okay, so for a successful learning, active teaching and learning process, yes, this goal oriented or the learning objectives are mandatory. Okay, so with the proper learning objectives only, we can make our classroom successful as well as the teaching and learning into a well oriented one. Okay, so you can add this point also if any questions come like this. What is the purpose of this teaching and learning process, or what all are the criteria that we should be considered? Okay, you can add this point also. It should be goal oriented, and it should be communication, good communication as well as good interaction also should be included. Okay, kindly avoid the voice from the external. Okay, too many disturbances are there, so kindly forgive all those things. Okay. Yes, so now the third point that you can add as a process of, or the nature of teaching and learning processes, of course, it should be student centered. Say in our ancient days, or when we were students, we know that it was completely teacher oriented. Okay, teachers lecturing something and we are completely believing what they are telling. Okay, it was not activity oriented. But today it is just opposite or completely contrast. Okay, which means it is completely based on student oriented, because student centered, the classrooms are purely based on student centered, which focusing on for the brain development as well as the personality development of the student. We are focusing on the student. That's why it is considered as student oriented rather than teacher oriented. Teachers are only just facilitators. Okay. So next we can add one more point, that is the purpose of teaching learning process or the nature of teaching learning processes. Of course, it is the development of student, personal development as well as the academic development of students. Okay, so the development of a student, it can be both personal as well as the academic development of student. So if a classroom is student oriented, there are a lot of benefits, lot of benefits. See, in our ancient days or during our classroom days, we know that there are a lot of students who are very shy in their nature, who are facing from the stage fear and all. But if a classroom is purely based on student oriented or activity oriented, student can escape from these kind of feelings like stage fear and all. Definitely they will come out from that shell and they will start to perform. That is actually the purpose of this student oriented classroom. Okay, so this type of student oriented classroom definitely helps a student to free from like a stage fear and all. Okay, and it also helps for their personality development by frequent contact with the children, frequent presentation, they are expressing their thoughts, so they have a point of view. Okay, we are generating a character like this. See, they have a viewpoint of their as their own for every topic. So that is actually the purpose of the student oriented classroom. So through that student oriented classroom, we are helping the students for personality development as well as academic development also. So how they are helping this personality development and academic development is like this. See, academic progress, of course, by taking ppts as well as by taking different types of topics, we can improve their academic progress. How they are developing for their personality is of course through the activity sessions that we are giving. See, every single child getting an opportunity to open their mouth and to speak something, even a small audience, even with that small audience. See, a classroom, inside a classroom, only 25 or 30 students will be there, but that really enables them to overcome all their stage fear and to come out from that shell. Okay, so these are the basic points that you should keep in mind, especially when you're going for an interview. And if I ask a question based on teaching methodology, questions from teaching methodology, if they're asking a question like this, what is the purpose or what is the nature of teaching and learning process, you can add these 4 points. Okay. Yes, so that's all about today's video, and I hope this video will be very beneficial for the upcoming teachers. So thank you so much for supporting me. Again, we can meet with yet another video. Till then, bye.